Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. Today is Made to Heal Monday, and we're going to talk about magnetizing energy. Thank you for viewing this channel. I appreciate you taking the time to listening to my message. So I want to talk about what we are magnetizing towards ourselves. It's either positive or negative, right? We have positive charges, negative charges, and what are we magnetizing to ourselves? So I think of the 5 C's that are on the negative end. Are we complaining? Are we criticizing? Are we condemning? Are we comparing ourselves with others? Are we trying to control situations? So by doing it through others or whatever, those can be on the negative end of things, and we can choose to turn those into positive. Leave those to the side and invite positive things. So we attract what we are inputting into our lives. So remember, Jesus builds, he uplifts, Satan, he tears down and he destroys. So it's important that we are realizing what kind of energy is flowing through us. Now, there are so many things that we can do to distract us from being aware of what's going on. Usually, when we don't have an awareness, we're just kind of numb to things and we turn to distractions. Distractions can be anywhere from going shopping, working, immersing ourselves into work, eating, just going anywhere but dealing with whatever is at hand, or drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever it is. We all have different mechanisms that we turn to. So it's important to recognize if you have distractions that you keep turning to rather than dealing with the situation at hand. So we are here to help other people, right? And even I have mentors. I have someone that I went to work with today in helping me grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And I was just telling her I need to, and she was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm going to stop you right there. You don't need to do anything. When you say I need to, then you're making it. There's some resistance. It's like there's no choice in the matter. So take your I need to I choose to." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so right. I choose to." So I'm working on my words. How we speak is incredible. It has an impact on how things come about and play in our lives. So it's just so important to be able to know what that looks like. So we get to choose, and I like to start with our thoughts. Our thoughts matter. Um, you know, years ago into my healing journey, within a couple of years, I was taking some training, and I was, it was 2 different people and 2 different, one was in a book, one was in a webinar training. And it was like, they were both saying the same thing. Keep track of what's going in the mind. And because it's important to be aware. So having that awareness is key. And so I was aware, and I realized, wow, I have more work than I really thought I did. And I still do. We all are on our journey, right? And I like to look at it as we are on rungs. We are on this big rung, a ladder that has lots of rungs. And we start life out at the very bottom, right? And we're so dependent on other people. And we go up the ladder and we go up these steps. And every rung we hit, it takes the help of other people. And so we are here for each other. This is our school. This is our learning. And we learn from other people. And no matter where you find, because sometimes you feel like you get quite high on the rung, and then boom, life hits you and you get knocked down a few pegs. And so it's important to know that it doesn't matter where we're at on the rung. We're all just trying to get to home. We're all just trying to get to safety. And we all just want to feel some peace and some serenity. And it is totally possible. It is. So it's just the number one thing is having the awareness of our input. What is going on? What is going into our mind and our heart? And what are we allowing to come in to our spirit, our soul? And because whatever we're allowing in is what's going to come out. And if you're expecting the same thing, like if you're just like, oh, I went to a place and I had such a horrible experience with that, and then you go to that place um, with that in mind, you're probably going to have another horrible experience because of what you're magnetizing. So we get to pay attention what we magnetize into our life. If you want more positive experiences, we can't keep doing the same thing expecting different results. Here I was for 30 plus years putting the same input in, but I wanted a different output. And you can't put in the same input and have a different output. I was putting in the same negative input all the time and expecting I'd have a different output. But that's like the definition of insanity. It's if you want a different kind of an output, you have to have a different kind of an input. And so our input matters. Our input matters, whether it's through music, through the books we read, the movies we watch, the social media things we follow, you name it. Anything and everything that we put into our mind and in our heart is a form of input, and we've got to decide what it's like. Is it a positive or is it negative? Where does it fall? And whatever it is we're putting into it, that's what we are attracting more of in our life. So if you're inputting negative energy, you are attracting for more negative energy to come at you. And so it's so important to have that awareness. Where are you at? After the awareness is taking the ownership. It's one thing to be aware and then to take ownership. Now, ownership is we have a home, but we're renting it. So we can't just paint it whatever color we want. We can't just go knock out a wall and make one room bigger, or we can't add things to unless we get permission from the landlord. Well, here's the deal. You are the landlord. You are the steward of your body, of your soul. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God, right? We are children of God. But are we being good stewards? And in order to be a good steward is you're owning your stuff, your emotions, your feelings, all the input and the output that you've given. So that means words that maybe would have been said to you and words that would have come out of your mouth. That is all part of it, right? So we must come to a point where we can take ownership, because once we take ownership, that's when the changes can take place. That's when we can make the changes of moving energy or moving our time that we used to devote to here, we can devote to there. It's just we get to make the changes. So it's important to know what where you're at. So you have this awareness, and then you have the ownership, that you take ownership. And once you take ownership, that's when you can take action, and that's when you choose. You get to choose what you're going to do, because everything that you do, every action, every thought magnetizes things outside yourself towards you. And so what is it you're attracting? Are you happy with that? If you're not, you have the power to make changes. So we can make the changes that we need. We magnetize everything that we have in this life. So if we're not happy, we can ask our questions. Why is this predicament keep attracting to me? Why does this keep coming to me? And there's a reason. Get to the bottom of it. You ask the questions. Is it a particular childhood trauma? Is it something from the past? Is it something that you thought that might have gone through your mind? When we ask, we will receive. When you ask a question, you will receive an answer. So it's so important to realize that you are a creator. With God in Christ, you get to create, you get to choose. And it's something that it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. So love yourself in the journey and be willing to be patient. And that's what I wanted to focus on today. Magnetize. If you want to magnetize something in your life, maybe you're like, I am a very optimistic person. I listen to uplifting music. I listen to uplifting talks. I am so grateful that there are people out there that are doing that. So because you're doing that, you're going to magnetize even more, and you're helping this world. You're helping this world be a better place. You're helping to lift the energy. We're raising energy. When we can raise our energy, when we can magnetize good coming into our lives, when we act on those, when we pay attention to what is coming into our ears and coming out of our mouths, we are magnetizing greatness. Um, and so it matters, because when we everything that we magnetize is helping, or it's everything that we are attracting to ourselves is either helping or tearing down our spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical growth and development. So it's important to ask where it is you are. So, and have that awareness. Awareness, again, taking ownership and then taking action. That is so important. So, God bless you in your healing journey. And until next time, I'll be talking to you later. Bye. Thank you. And please like and subscribe. And until next time, God bless.